So, first of all, I want to say I logged into my YouTube last night and was floored when I saw that I have reached over 500 subscribers. Oh my gosh, you guys are incredible. I'm floored. I'm amazed that there's actually that many people out there want to hear my rantings and my basic home life and the things that I do on a regular basis. Yes, I still look awful. Anyway, over 500 subscribers. Oh my gosh, that's just awesome. Thank you so much to all of my subscribers. You guys are the bomb. To all of you who leave me comments, you're even better because I love communicating with you guys and being part of YouTube and the pagan community has just been so heartwarming. I don't know if I've just been really lucky, and this may bring out the evilness, you know, in some people, but I've been really lucky. I haven't had any negative communications with anybody at all, and I actually started my channel on Halloween of this last year, so I'm amazed. I just thank you so much. But with that said, what I wanted to do was Serenity Raynne did a video about coming out of the broom closet. And she seemed to feel that it might be a good idea if more of us did a video telling about how we came out of the broom closet to help those who, even ones who don't have channels, that, you know, maybe it might give them some insight on what to expect, what they might go through, or just how we did it, you know, to make them feel better. I think when it comes to, I wanted to share a little bit about mine. So I think when it comes to coming out of the broom closet, I have to say that mine was in the early 80s or mid 80s, and it was, my family is very open, well, on my mother's side, very open, and that's the family that I'm nearest to. So they were very accepting. Of course, you know, my brother is a jokester and he likes to joke around, and for the most part, all of my friends were very open to it. They didn't question it, or anything like that. So very early on, it was easy for me to be very open about it. Of course, you know, you go like to the grocery store and places like that, and if you happen to be wearing a pentacle or a pentagram, excuse me, a pentagram, you're gonna get looks. You're gonna get looks from those people like, oh, you know, evil, whatever. But those aren't the people that are important in your life, and you shouldn't concern yourself with them. It's the ones that are important in your life, like your family and your friends, and sooner or later your coworkers are going to come into play too. Now, with my coworkers, I have to say it was a little bit different because most of the companies that I've worked for have been fairly large companies, so there have been a lot of people. Excuse me, I had a hair in my mouth. So I think when it comes to the workplace, a lot of, it's been my experience that with Christians, they're not very, for the majority, they're not very flamboyant, or, you know, that's their lifestyle. That's just how they live. So I did the same thing. I just, I would have, I would definitely decorate my office or my cubicle wherever I was at. I would decorate it in purple, and I may have a pentagram or a pentacle put discreetly someplace in the office. If the office place allowed, I did have a candle. I always had my plants, because plants are very grounding. Earth, you know, the mother goddess, that's one way. But I have to admit that there were times when I happened to have several tattoos, and one of my tattoos is a, what do they call it? A tramp stamp. Yes, the one that goes across my backside. And it happens to be a rather large vining pentagram. So there's times when, you know, you bend over and your shirt rides up a little bit that people can see it accidentally, or you sit down and you have to pull your shirt down. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, I go around wearing high-rise shirts or low-rise pants. Okay, I may wear low-rise pants, but nonetheless, sometimes that, you know, tattoo would get exposed for a few seconds. And I can tell you that I did work with a woman who became my manager, and the first time that she saw that tattoo, rumors started. She was very big on running her mouth. And she, of course, told everybody that I was a devil worshiper and that I was evil. And luckily, I was close enough to a lot of my coworkers to be able to clear that up and nip it in the bud really fast, and just to let them know that it's an ancient symbol of protection, and it is to me the same as the cross is to you. And I'm not a devil worshiper because I don't believe in the devil. So that usually nipped it in the bud right there. Then, of course, you have, you know, the curious ones that like to come out and ask you questions. But nonetheless, you can be very discreet. Now, for those of you who are new to the craft and you're already married, or, you know, in a relationship, and nobody in your family knows, nobody, you know, none of your friends know or anything like that, sometimes it can be a lot more difficult. I can't even imagine what that must be like. I actually feel bad for those people, because it's got to be so painful to believe in something so wonderful and so strongly and not be able to share it with others. So I would have to say, give it time, a little bit at a time. And like I told Poe Moonstone. Poe, I'm so sorry. I did not mean that. I was thinking your last name. Run them together. Anyway. Like I told Poe, because she had gotten a rather disturbing email from one of her friends, you're just going to have to accept the fact that there are people out there who are forced by their religion, and Christianity pushes them to stay away from what they view as evil. And if they don't know, they don't want to know, then you just have to accept the fact that they're going to take their path, and wish them well. You know, don't be a hater. A hater takes up too much time. I'm not a Christian basher. I'm not a Catholic basher. I'm not a I don't do that. I don't push my religion on others, and when I do come in contact with people trying to preach to me, I make it very clear up front, very quickly. I show them things like, I'm sorry. Let's see. They get to see that real quick. Anyway, that I'm sorry that I don't follow your path. I don't believe in your God, and I would really prefer not to hear about it. Thank you. That usually shuts them down right there. Okay. The minute that they see the star, a strong Catholic or Christian will back away from you like you're on fire. Which is fine with me. That's fine. If they don't want to take the time to get to know me, then it's really not worth knowing them. That's all I can say. It's their loss. So, but the good thing is, YouTube now. YouTube wasn't around back in my day. You have so many wonderful people on YouTube that you can share your experiences with, and go to, you know, when you have questions, and be yourself on YouTube. For those of you who, you know, followed this path back in the day when YouTube and the internet wasn't around, you know how much of a blessing, really, that the internet has become. So look at it that way. You have positive on that side. You can introduce it to your family slowly. Knowledge is so much. Don't force it down their throats, please, because that will just fear them away even quicker. But, you know, a little bit at a time. I think the biggest thing that you need to get across to people is that you are not a devil worshiper. You are not a demon worshiper. You are not out, you know, bleeding goats and dancing naked in the moonlight. Okay, maybe doing that. But anyway, you just, it's knowledge, and you have to accept the fact that you have chosen a path that is not generally accepted, and someday it will, I hope and I pray, and we're getting there, that before my time has come, that we are much more accepted than we are today. But know that you are good in your heart, and that there's going to be people that just don't agree with your path, and sometimes it can be hurtful, sometimes it can be very hard, but be strong. Pray to your deity or deities. The god and the goddess are always there, and know that what you're doing is right and right for you, and bless anybody else who says anything different. And that's just basically what you have to do. So coming out of the broom closet is not an easy thing. It's not. But I can say it's much easier today than it was, say, 20 years ago. So that's my little rant on coming out of the broom closet. I've been pretty lucky, so I don't know how much that's going to help. But yeah, I guess I've rambled enough, right? So I'll go ahead and I'll post this video and to Serenity. I do want to say, bless you, hun. I wish I could be there with you and just give you a huge hug, because I lost my father as well very early, and it was very difficult. I couldn't be there with him either. But I know that his spirit and his energy is with me, just like your father's is with you. And you will get through this, hun. You're a strong woman. Bless you. And if I'm ever back in Arizona, I so plan on getting together with you, and we'll go have a Starbucks. Anyway, okay, so that's it. Blessings, everybody. Hope you have an awesome day. I know I am, and I guess I will talk to y'all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.